Greetings everyone, here's Ludwig again, and this is the game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. This is my play by email match against KilRoy on the new version 27 with a new map. And also KilRoy have the working American torpedoes at the start of the war already. The rest is all standard scenario 1 and no other modifications. Last turn, the Japanese was able to conquer and secure Rangoon after barely before Singapore fall. So Manila, Singapore, Rangoon, Palm Bank, Tarakan, and also Balikpapan, they all fall already. What is missing is now Java. Because Port Moresby and Rabaul both are with together with Tulagi under Japanese control. So the operations are normally more or less done, what is a must-have. And once Java is secured, everything else is now additional bonus. Of course, I have here still some smaller bases in Philippines to take and on Borneo, but this is not the big stuff. So this is now my Western Java army out of Singapore, landing near to Batavia. And Leh, but this is mostly all empty already. So my carrier is also back in Indian Ocean, source of Ceylon, detecting here some allied ships, corvettes, and maybe APs. So, not sure if this is really the West Point. This would be a very heavy Navy AP with a lot of value. I think they are the biggest APs in the game, more or less. Military APs. Let's see. And still some ships around Java. First a bombardment in China. So far nothing too special. out of Bangkok, my army bomber is also trying to slow down the retreat rolling. Yeah, build up with allied forces. But I will maybe take some time to heal my troops in Rangoon and not push immediately forward to catch these British forces. To secure Rangoon is the #1 priority, and yeah, supplies are always a little issue. So the Dutch are also back, and I have here only one Oscar trying to intercept. This is of course too little for this amount of enemy strike aircraft. But maybe there's some damage. Buffalo, Dutch bombers. Still losing here some support units and a lot of other disabled units. So a more or less successful attack. This is clear terrain, so much easier than the mountain. This is mountain hex. These are my tanks. Here my Oscars can maybe create some damage, killing at least one bomber and no losses. So you can really see the big difference in terrain and the impact for ground units attack. No carrier strike. Maybe in the afternoon. Many reported hits on different ships. But cohesion is not so good. Still, this means that there's something on the way. Some British ground attack airstrike with 100-pound bombs, but okay. Morale damage, maybe for my units. And the Hudsons. So there is now my airstrike without fighter cover. And there are some cargo ships. This is of course easy picking. Good training. And there's also more. But this is more or less a troop convoy. And yeah, I just make it a little too fast. They're all APs and AKs with some escorts. At the end, this was a loaded troop convoy, maybe on the way to Rangoon and then turn around because the Rangoon fall. Yeah, this is now a lot of guns and vehicles going down, plus other equipment. Heavy losses here on the sea, source of Ceylon for the British. And yeah. And there is also this sunk, heavy damage, this will go down, sunk, heavy damage will also go down. So There's still some ships can pick up survivors, but the core of this attack or this unit is dead. And there's maybe no more coming. A smaller air wing going source, and here's the west point. And the west point is already burning because they had already some scout attacks. And you can see they are dead in water. I think they're trying to escape. And here additional 250 kilogram bomb hits with penetration. So no torpedo hit, but more bomb hits. And the scout airplanes already maybe hit this ship before. Heavy fires, heavy bombs. But this ship is now empty. So it was trying to escape. But it maybe failed. The second incoming strike. Going for the heavy cruiser, but missed. Still avoiding all torpedoes. And good British flag is also hitting many of my airplanes. And failed. So the cruiser more or less was the attention here, or the focus, and all of the other ships are avoided to be attacked. This is of course normally wrong and would always go for troop transport ships, but naja. This is the commander of the air wing, he chooses the targets. So West Point is still burning, 6 more torpedo bombers. And the ship more or less sunk in the moment the airstrike arrived, so there was no real torpedo attack more. West Point is dead, sinking, but no troops on board. So for some reason no torpedo bomber attack, only torpedo bomber. Yeah. One of my subs near to Brisbane, luckily no hit. And I already loaded one of my division fragments going directly for this other base where the base force of Tarakan was fleeing to this southern location, and I make here the next landing because this Dutch forces are already broken, so the C company of 48th division landing here. Picking some more British forces in Borneo. Still don't want to give up. More destroyed units. But now they are deep inside Borneo and out of range for direct attacks. Maybe I will use airstrikes to finish them off. Nanyang, the Chinese attacking me now here. This is more or less my block force around tanks. And the tanks are strong enough. I think I also get just some reinforcements there. I have no fort level, so this is really only my tanks holding 1-1, but the Chinese, I think this is also the next problem is, if you attack, you need supplies. All your AV is really not working, so you can see how strong the drop is. And the Chinese losing here more infantry. East of Aichang, the Chinese attacking here my forces. Maybe trying their luck. But again, also here, I'm just arriving here, some of my units are maybe op, or at least one unit is not in the right op mode. I have here a lot of disabled units. Still, I would say it's a victory for me. And a lot of Chinese forces crossing here the river, and yeah, I don't think I can here hold much longer. Yeah, so my police force and my mixed brigade, my blocking force is defeated, even if I have here level 3. My defense value is not changing. The Chinese are losing, but here in this situation, the Chinese have enough supplies to take the or keep the attack value. And I have here also now high losses. But again, this is all squads together, and there are a lot of Chinese squads on my side dying. Yeah. Still, this is a defeat, but I would say it's okay. I block here a lot of Chinese forces and let them consume a lot of supplies for an area I not care too much. And this is also a Chinese allied attack. But at the end, no outcome. So, very successful airstrikes in Indian Ocean, sinking thousands of British forces at the sea. So, heavy blow for the Indian army, for the British position in India. And some successful battleland battles also in China. So everything is okay. Nothing is perfect, but okay. So air losses 1 to 1, nothing special. I'm losing here some of my torpedo bombers, but yeah, I would say it's okay. So 1 wounded and 1 killed pilot. Ship sunk. So West Point go down for sure. This is a 40 points AP. This is 21,000 tons. This is a very heavy, very fast, very capable ship. Maybe cannot take on an enemy destroyer. I have a lot of guns, but not sure if I think a destroyer will still kill this ship. Plus British APs and AKs going down. Yeah. I think there was a big shift in our army points, but I don't really track them, so I don't know it exactly, but now it's like roughly 6,000 to 200. No change in the situation. The Chinese attacked in Nanyang, but it failed, so my tanks was able here. Now everyone is in combat mode after the attack. The division is now fully ready. I think the division maybe arrived here, I'm not more sure. And I can hold it. And here also, I think KilRoy tried to escape with some units and others attacking. So he delay maybe, and maybe he was hoping that he can split my attack because some forces are still moving up. But this is normally only the HQ. The success for him was here in this base. So I lost both of these bases. But again, these bases are only forward bases. They're protecting more or less Shanghai, and it's still far away from Shanghai. You can say this is in the center between Changsha and Shanghai. You have these 2 bases. These bases itself have no real value, but whoever controls this can maybe secure the location of Changsha or Shanghai. So. But still, if I win here in the north and in the south, in the center, I can simply avoid and come from behind or from north. Yeah. Here, no big change. I don't really move here around. I must wait for supplies. I was successful with my carriers intercepting here a big convoy. Wherever the ships won't go, now they are destroyed and must return. There was the West Point sunk here somewhere, and this is the other convoy. There are still ships. Maybe I will try to kill them, but I also don't want to risk it too much. I have here a lot of carrier power and some escort ships again. Nagato, Mutsu, I keep here the modern Japanese battleships with in Indian Ocean simply because The British battleships are, I think, more powerful than the American. They have 15-inch guns. The Americans mostly only 14-inch. Yeah, but it's... Yeah. I need something heavy, not only heavy cruisers. Heavy cruisers would simply not stay good against enemy battleships, so I take here Nagato Mutsu together. So this was successful. Smaller operations here in Borneo. More cleanup of the bases. Landing operation are also so far successful, so the Navy Guard units are normally here only to take the hex, kick out the Space Force. Then I have here also directly some aviation support, only a small one. So I can take the base because this is an air base of 4. So this is a good air base. You can launch or operate here any twin engine, 1 engine bomber, fighter, whatever. Not that the Japanese don't have really much more. So it's a good location for an airport near to Batavia, not next to Batavia, so it is not too easy to run out of Batavia and throw them into the sea. And more forces are already coming. This is the main body. Is waiting that I secure the hex and then I can unload without enemy fire. And here I also have, this is the other, here's only airfield of 1, but 1 is enough for fighter cover. But I can build it easy up to a level 3 if I really want. So, good, yeah, I'm not more sure if I checked it, but Tarakan, also the damage Tarakan was roughly 25%, is acceptable. No other operations here. This is only... I'm coming close to Nomaya. I have here some detection, but not too much. I will see if there are some... I maybe go make it safe and land in Comac. And then walk down to Nomaya. Cost me more time. Less risky, let's say this. But again, cover force, air cover, and the landing force. And I really changed my setup that I say, because there's not really much use for this light cruiser stuff for the Japanese, so I say, okay, if they don't have really much use, they are destroyer leaders, nothing more. So I better say, okay, our light cruisers are for protection of the carriers, because if there's an enemy heavy cruiser or something coming close to a carrier formation, it's always normally too late. So I have in my cover force always the heavy hitters. Because if they are successful intercepting the enemy task force, then they need all firepower and not light cruisers. And if the enemy already catch the carrier task force, then it normally doesn't matter what you have here. I mean, it will be often already too late. Good. And everything else is okay and normal. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.